Alright, moving on to the next GAC video. As I was saying in the last video, I'll probably release these more or less all around the same time. But yeah, so my portfolio, and by my whole portfolio, meaning my non-retirement account and both of my retirement accounts, all aggregated yield over 2%. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty okay. I'm pretty steady. If the 10-year starts to go above 2%, I and many others will take a very large hit. Dividend investing kind of fell out of favor for a few years, but in the years right after the Great Recession, dividend investing was extremely popular. People wanted safety. People wanted, to get paid to hold on to their shares by companies with either stacks of cash on hand and or great cash flows. Because, when you're coming back from a recession like in 2008 and 2009, growth is a lot more stunted, generally speaking. It's a lot more difficult. This pandemic, quote unquote, recession is very different. I mean, we really haven't had a situation like this at all. It's like a combination. It's a combination of like the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, but also markets were wildly different back then. Investing was wildly different back then. Your average person did not have money invested in the stock market back then. Many people, even nowadays, don't have money invested in the market. And it's kind of a unique situation, even though it's not exactly a unique situation. Because, it's hard to explain. Like the shortest bear market, maybe in history. I mean, it lasted all of like a month. I don't know. It's just very strange. But and a lot of growth names have just gone through the roof. Some that deserve to, or many that deserve to, but yet many that do not. So just protect yourself. Crypto has been shitting the bed over the last week and a half or so. And I hate to say I told you so, because that's not really what this is meant to be about. It's unregulated. It's not backed by any government or any entity. I mean, I saw Duke Dirt Farmer just posted a tweet that he saw in my server of some sketchy ass fucking crypto that the owners, or not the owner, well, the creators of this crypto basically just admitted, hey, you got scammed. We took all your money. Our crypto isn't worth shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that is 100% accurate. You have no recourse. If a company, if a public company does something wrong, there's usually some sort of legal recourse. I mean, if you're an investor and you've been an investor long enough, you'll probably get class action lawsuit paperwork in the mail. I've gotten it many times. I have never chosen to be a party to any class action suit, because that's just not my style. But I've gotten notifications of class action lawsuits many a time. I got one for Kraft Heinz. I got one for, I very briefly owned Corrections Corporation of America years ago. And by years ago, I mean like 10 years ago or more. And then I very quickly realized that it was morally bankrupt to try and profit off of private prison entities. And I'm being forthright and giving you all the full disclosure. I did very briefly own shares in Correction Corporation of America. I don't know, or whatever it's called now. I don't even know what it's called now, but that's what it was then. And again, I very quickly realized how morally bankrupt I was and liquidated my position at a loss and didn't even care that I had lost money on it, because it's just, yeah, it's, and yeah, I'm not totally sure what prompted me to buy it in the first place, but I very quickly realized how wrong it was. Similar reason to why I will never own a tobacco stock, and I've mentioned that on here before. And even though we all know that I am a smoker, I just can't own a tobacco stock, profiting off of people getting sick and dying and killing themselves, myself included. There are just some things that I just can't own or won't own. Like Boeing, a number of my friends got in and out and made a lot of money off of Boeing, but I just can't make, I can't own or make money off of a stock or a company that plays so fast and loose with safety and people's lives. So yeah, I just couldn't own Boeing, even though there was money to be made either in shorts or, buying it at the bottom and holding on to it. I just couldn't do it. Yeah. So, but anyway, moral of the story is, but at least with a publicly traded company, a regulated publicly traded company, even though the SEC is a joke, they still do some regulation from time to time. You have recourse. You have legal recourse if the company, or if someone in a position of fiduciary shirks their duties as a fiduciary, or there's a breach of fiduciary responsibility, which does happen. That was actually the class action suit for Kraft Heinz. But you have recourse. You have a legal recourse. If you're in crypto, you don't have legal recourse because it is not regulated. It is arguably, debatably, a currency, but it's not backed by any government or entity. So you do not have... Look, Bitcoin is a little bit different, right? Bitcoin is comparatively the well-regulated crypto, even though it's really not regulated. But, some of these other ones are even more dangerous. And we saw how volatile they can all be. Even Bitcoin, which again is the comparatively stable one, it can be fucking volatile. A lot of people lost a lot of money on cryptos in the last week or so. And not even all of that is, can be blamed on Elon Musk. I do personally think that Elon Musk is like the Donald Trump of cryptos. He tweets one thing and sends it flying, tweets another thing, sends it bottoming out. I'm not a fan of him or that. Look, do I think that Elon Musk is a genius in a certain sense? Yes, absolutely. I think if we colonize Mars and the asteroid belt like I want us to in The Expanse, or if we start mining asteroids, I firmly believe that we will have Elon Musk to thank for that. But in terms of his tweeting when it comes to stocks or crypto, I think it's really dangerous. And I think that, if crypto were regulated by the SEC would be investigating Elon Musk for market manipulation, because he has to know that any tweet of his, even an indirect allusion to crypto, can easily send it skyrocketing or can send it cratering out. And that is dangerous. No person should be able to influence an equity, a stock, a commodity, a cryptocurrency, anything that is publicly traded, people should not be able to manipulate something like that. Look, sure, you get people on CNBC or Morningstar or Fox Business or Bloomberg telling you what their positions are and what they think about this stock and that stock and this stock and that stock, but they all have licenses, right? They are all licensed. Anyway, next video.